Hero saves beast from poachers. Until it reveals its true form. The jungle of Vara 9 stretched endless and wild under a sky painted with two suns. Thick vines twisted around trees taller than any skyscraper back on Earth, and the air buzzed with the hum of unseen creatures. Tara Voss moved carefully through the undergrowth, her boots sinking into the damp soil. She was a freelance explorer, hired by the Galactic Survey Corps to map uncharted worlds. But today wasn't about maps. Today was about survival, and something else she couldn't yet name. Her scanner beeped softly, picking up faint signals ahead. She crouched low, brushing sweat from her brow. The readings weren't natural. They spiked with energy bursts, too sharp for plants or animals. Then she heard it, a low, guttural shout followed by the crack of a plasma net. Poachers. Tara's stomach tightened. She'd seen their kind before, ruthless hunters who stripped planets bare for profit, selling rare creatures to the highest bidder. She edged closer, peering through a curtain of leaves. There they were, 3 figures in armored suits, their faces hidden behind visors. They circled a small clearing where a strange creature thrashed inside a glowing net. It was no bigger than a dog, with sleek, silver fur that shimmered like liquid metal. Its eyes glowed a soft green, wide with fear. The poachers laughed as they tightened the net, its edges sparking with electricity. The creature let out a sharp, piercing cry that made Tara's chest ache. She didn't think twice. Poachers were scum, and she wasn't about to let them take this thing, whatever it was. Her hand slid to the pulse pistol at her hip, a lightweight weapon she'd modded herself. It wasn't much, but it was enough. She took a deep breath, then stepped into the clearing. "Hey!" she shouted, her voice cutting through the jungle noise. The poachers spun around, startled. "Let it go, or I start shooting." The leader, a tall figure with a jagged scar across his visor, sneered. "Walk away, lady. This ain't your business." "It is now," Tara said, raising her pistol. Her heart pounded, but her aim stayed steady. She fired a warning shot, the pulse blasting a hole through a nearby tree. The poachers flinched, but the leader barked an order. One of them lunged at her, swinging a stun baton. Tara ducked, rolling to the side. She fired again, hitting the baton wielder square in the chest. He crumpled, his suit smoking. The second poacher charged, but Tara was faster. She grabbed a vine, swung herself up, and kicked him hard in the helmet. He stumbled back, dazed. The leader cursed and aimed a rifle at her, but Tara was already moving. She dove behind a tree as a plasma bolt scorched the air where she'd stood. The creature's cries grew louder, more desperate. Tara glanced at it, those green eyes locked onto hers, pleading. She couldn't explain it, but she felt a pull, like it was calling to her. She gritted her teeth and made her choice. With a quick flick of her wrist, she tossed a smoke grenade from her pack. Thick gray clouds billowed out, choking the clearing. The poachers coughed and shouted, blinded. Tara sprinted to the net, her fingers working fast to disable the power unit. The glow faded, and the creature scrambled free, trembling. "Come on," she whispered, scooping it into her arms. It was lighter than she expected, its fur warm and soft against her skin. She didn't wait to see if the poachers recovered. She ran, crashing through the jungle, the creature clinging to her chest. Minutes later, she collapsed behind a massive root, her breath ragged. The jungle had gone quiet, no shouts, no plasma fire. They were safe, for now. Tara set the creature down gently, studying it. Up close, it was even stranger. Its fur shifted color slightly, like oil on water, and its eyes seemed to glow brighter now that it was free. "You're welcome," she said with a small grin, catching her breath. The creature tilted its head, staring at her. Then, something incredible happened. Its body shimmered, like heat rising off pavement. Tara blinked, thinking it was a trick of the light. But no, the creature was changing. Its legs stretched, its fur rippled, and in seconds, it wasn't a small animal anymore. It stood upright, taller than Terra, with a humanoid shape. Its silver skin glistened, and those green eyes still shone, now level with hers. Terra's jaw dropped. "What, are you?" she whispered. The creature didn't speak, but it raised a hand, or what looked like a hand, and pressed it against her arm. A faint warmth spread through her, calming her racing heart. She didn't know what it meant, but one thing was clear, this wasn't just a rescue. This was the start of something bigger. The jungle rustled behind them. The poachers weren't done hunting. Terra tightened her grip on her pistol, glancing at the creature, her new companion. "Looks like we're in this together," she said. It nodded, as if it understood. And with that, they vanished deeper into the shadows, ready for whatever came next. The jungle of Vara 9 swallowed Terra Vos and her strange companion as they slipped deeper into its tangled heart. The air was thick with the scent of wet leaves and the distant calls of unseen creatures. Terra's pulse still raced from the escape, her pulse pistol warm in her hand. She glanced at the being beside her, tall, silver-skinned, and humanoid now, its green eyes glowing softly in the dim light. It wasn't the small animal she'd rescued anymore. It had changed, right before her eyes, and that moment replayed in her mind like a loop she couldn't pause. They stopped near a wide stream, its water glinting under the twin suns. Terra knelt, splashing her face to clear the sweat and grime. The creature, or whatever it was, stood still, watching her. Its body shimmered faintly, like a mirage, and Terra couldn't shake the feeling it was studying her just as much as she was studying it. "Okay," she said, wiping her hands on her pants. "You're not just some jungle critter, are you? What's your deal?" She didn't expect an answer, not really, but she needed to fill the silence. The creature tilted its head, its eyes narrowing slightly. Then, it raised a hand, long fingers curling in a slow, deliberate motion. Terra froze as a faint hum filled the air, like static before a storm. Its silver skin rippled again, faster this time. Terra leaned forward, her breath catching. The creature's form shrank, collapsing inward with a smooth, fluid grace. In seconds, it was back to the small, dog-sized shape she'd first seen, silver fur, glowing eyes, and all. But it didn't stop there. The fur softened, turning a deep brown, and its body stretched into something like a wolf, lean and powerful. Then, with another shimmer, it became a bird, wings wide and feathers gleaming like metal. Terra sat back, stunned. You can change into anything." Her voice was a mix of awe and disbelief. The creature shifted again, returning to its humanoid form. It stepped closer, its movements silent, and pressed a hand to her chest, right over her heart. A warm tingle spread through her, not painful, just strange. Like it was trying to tell her something. She swallowed hard, meeting its gaze. "You're not just hiding from those poachers, are you? There's more to this." The creature's eyes flickered, and for a moment, Terra swore she saw understanding in them. Maybe even a spark of trust. Before she could say more, a sharp crack echoed through the jungle, a branch snapping under heavy boots. Terra whipped around, pistol raised. The poachers were back, and they weren't far. She cursed under her breath. "We've got company. Can you keep up?" The creature nodded, a quick, human-like gesture that sent a thrill through her. It understood her. Really understood. She motioned toward the stream. This way, water might throw them off. They moved fast, splashing through the shallow current, the cold biting at Terra's legs. The creature stayed close, its silver skin catching the light in flashes. As they ran, Terra's mind raced. This thing wasn't just some rare animal, it was smart, adaptable, maybe even more than human in some ways. She'd heard stories of shapeshifters in old Earth myths, but this was real, right here on an alien planet. What was it running from? And why did it trust her? They reached a rocky overhang by the stream, a natural hideout. Tara ducked inside, pulling the creature with her. She held her breath, listening. Voices drifted closer, gruff, angry, and way too confident. "Scanners picking up residual energy," one poacher said. "It's nearby." "Boss wants it alive," another growled. "No mistakes this time." Tara peeked out, spotting 3 figures in the distance, their suits glinting as they swept the jungle with handheld devices. She tightened her grip on her pistol. They were outgunned, outnumbered, and she had no idea what this creature could do in a fight. But she wasn't about to let them take it. She turned to her companion. "Can you? I don't know, turn into something big? Something scary?" She felt ridiculous asking, but the creature's eyes lit up, like it caught her meaning. Its body shimmered again, growing taller, broader. Claws sprouted from its hands, and its face sharpened into something fierce, half beast, half nightmare. Tara grinned despite herself. "Yeah, that'll work." The poachers were almost on them now, their scanners beeping louder. Tara took a deep breath, steadying her nerves. "Ready?" she whispered. The creature growled low, a sound that vibrated through the rocks. It was ready. With a sudden roar, the creature lunged out from the overhang, its new form towering over the poachers. They shouted in panic, stumbling back as it swiped with massive claws. Tara followed, firing precise shots at their weapons, knocking a rifle from one's hands and a scanner from another. The chaos gave them an edge, just enough to scatter the hunters. The leader yelled, "Fall back." "Regroup," and they retreated into the trees, leaving behind a trail of broken gear. Tara exhaled, her hands shaking. The creature shrank back to its humanoid shape, breathing hard. It looked at her, and she swore it smiled, a faint, fleeting curve of its mouth. "You're full of surprises," she said, laughing softly. "Guess we're a team now." The jungle stretched ahead, vast and unknown, but for the first time, Tara felt like she wasn't alone in it. Whatever this creature was, it had chosen her. And she wasn't about to let it down. The jungle of Vara 9 seemed to close in around Tara Voss and her shape-shifting companion as they caught their breath under the rocky overhang. The twin suns dipped lower, casting long shadows through the trees, and the air grew cooler, heavy with the promise of night. Tara's hands still tingled from the fight, her pulse pistol now clipped back to her hip. She glanced at the creature beside her, back in its humanoid form, silver skin gleaming faintly, green eyes sharp and alert. It had saved them, turned the tide with that terrifying transformation. But the poachers weren't gone for good. They'd be back, and soon. Tara wiped sweat from her forehead, her mind buzzing with questions. "You're not just running from them, are you?" she said, keeping her voice low. "There's something bigger going on here." The creature didn't answer, but its eyes flickered, like it was weighing how much to reveal. She didn't push, not yet. They had to move first. She checked her wrist scanner, a scratched-up piece of tech she'd relied on for years. It beeped faintly, picking up movement a few hundred meters away. The poachers were circling, regrouping. "They're tracking us," she muttered. "Probably got some fancy gear after that last mess." She looked at the creature. "Can they track you too? Whatever energy you give off when you change?" It tilted its head, then pressed a hand to the ground. A soft shimmer ran through its arm, and Tara's scanner flickered, the readings jumping wildly before settling. She raised an eyebrow. "Okay, so you can mess with their toys. Good to know." A grin tugged at her lips. This thing, whatever it was, kept surprising her, and she liked that. The distant hum of a drone broke her thoughts. Tara tensed, peering out from the overhang. A small, black shape buzzed through the trees, its red light scanning the jungle floor. "Time to go," she whispered, grabbing her pack. The creature followed without hesitation, its steps silent beside her clumsy crunch through the undergrowth. They moved fast, weaving between trees and ducking under vines. The drone's hum grew louder, then faded as they put distance between them. Tara's legs burned, but she kept pushing. She'd survived worse, pirates on asteroid belts, storms on gas giants. This was just another challenge, right? Except it wasn't. This time, she wasn't alone. She stole a glance at her companion. It matched her pace effortlessly, its silver skin blending with the jungle's shadows. They reached a ravine, a deep cut in the earth with a river rushing far below. Tara stopped, catching her breath. No way around it, she said, eyeing the rickety rope bridge swaying ahead. It looked old, frayed, probably left by some long-gone survey team. She tested it with her foot, and it creaked under her weight. Great. Just great. The creature stepped forward, its form shimmering again. This time, it shrank into something small and sleek, a cat-like shape with sharp claws and a long tail. It darted across the bridge, light as air, then turned back to her, waiting. Tara laughed despite herself. Show off. She took a deep breath and followed, gripping the ropes tight. The bridge swayed, but it held. She made it across, her heart pounding, and gave the creature a nod. Teamwork makes the dream work, huh? It shifted back to humanoid, and for a second, Tara thought she saw amusement in its eyes. But the moment didn't last. A sharp crack split the air, a plasma bolt slamming into a tree nearby. Bark exploded, and Tara dove for cover, pulling the creature with her. The poachers had found them. She peeked over a root, spotting 4 figures now, their suits bulkier than before. One held a rifle, another a scanner glowing bright. The leader, she recognized his scarred visor, shouted, "Spread out. It's here somewhere." Tara's jaw tightened. They weren't giving up, and they'd brought backup. "We can't keep running," she whispered to the creature. "They'll wear us down." It looked at her, then at the ravine. Its body shimmered, growing taller, leaner. Wings sprouted from its back, thin, translucent, like a dragonfly's. Tara's eyes widened. "You can fly. Why didn't you say so?" It grabbed her shoulders, its grip firm but gentle, and before she could protest, they were airborne. The jungle blurred below as wind rushed past her face. Tara clung to it, half laughing, half yelling. "This is insane." They soared over the ravine, landing hard on the other side just as plasma bolts lit up the air behind them. Tara rolled to her feet, adrenaline pumping. "Nice move," she panted. The creature shrank back to its humanoid form, breathing hard. She noticed a faint tremble in its hands. Changing like that wasn't easy, was it? "You okay?" she asked, softer now. It nodded, but its eyes darted to the trees. The poachers were crossing the bridge, relentless. Tara clenched her fists. "They don't quit, do they?" She checked her pistol, half a charge left. Not enough for a real fight. She looked at the creature, an idea sparking. "Can you trick them? Make them think we went another way?" It paused, then shimmered into a copy of Tara, same height, same messy hair, even her jacket. The fake Tara sprinted off into the jungle, loud and obvious, crashing through bushes. Seconds later, the poachers shouted and chased after it, their scanners beeping wildly. The real Tara smirked. "Smart one, aren't you?" The creature returned to its silver self, and they slipped away in the opposite direction, the jungle swallowing them once more. Tara's chest swelled with something new, pride, maybe, or hope. They were outsmarting the hunters together, and it felt good. But she knew it wouldn't last. The poachers would figure out the trick eventually, and when they did, they'd come harder. For now, though, they had a head start, and each other. The jungle of Vara 9 stretched out like a living maze as Tara Voss and her shape-shifting companion pressed deeper into its shadows. The twin suns had sunk below the horizon, leaving a sky streaked with purples and blues. The air hummed with the chirps of night creatures, a strange symphony that masked their footsteps. Tara's legs ached, and her pulse pistol hung heavy at her side, its charge dangerously low. Beside her, the silver-skinned being moved with quiet grace, its green eyes glowing faintly in the dark. They'd tricked the poachers for now, but Tara knew it was only a matter of time before the hunters caught up. She stopped near a cluster of glowing mushrooms, their soft light painting the ground in eerie hues. "We need a break," she said, slumping against a tree. Her companion paused, watching her with that same steady gaze. It hadn't spoken yet, not in words, but Tara felt like it understood her more than most humans ever had. She patted the ground beside her. "Sit. You've been changing shapes like crazy. That's got to take something out of you." It hesitated, then lowered itself beside her, its silver skin catching the mushroom glow. Up close, Tara noticed faint lines running across its body, like circuits or veins, pulsing softly. She reached out, then stopped herself. "Sorry. I've never seen anything like you." It tilted its head, and she swore its eyes softened, like it was okay with her curiosity. She took a deep breath, the questions piling up in her mind. "Why do you keep changing? Is it just to hide, or is there more to it?" The creature didn't answer right away. Instead, it raised a hand and traced a shape in the air, a slow, swirling pattern that left a trail of faint light. Tara leaned forward, mesmerized. The light shifted, forming images, a starry sky, then a planet with rings, then strange, tall figures that looked a little like it. The images flickered and faded, but they left Tara's heart racing. "You're showing me something," she whispered. "Your home. Your people." It nodded, a small, human gesture that sent a chill through her. She sat back, piecing it together. "So you're not from here. You're, what, stranded? Lost?" Another nod, slower this time. Its eyes dimmed, and Tara felt a pang of something, sympathy, maybe, or connection. Before she could ask more, its body shimmered again. This time, it didn't change completely, just its arm. The silver skin parted, revealing a crystalline structure underneath, glowing with a soft, golden light. Tara's jaw dropped. "That's inside you." She reached out, and it let her touch the crystal. It was warm, alive, pulsing like a heartbeat. "This is how you shift, isn't it? Some kind of energy?" The creature made a sound then, a low, musical hum that vibrated through the air. Tara's wrist scanner beeped, picking up a spike in readings. She checked it, frowning. "That's not just energy. It's old. Really old." She looked at it, realization dawning. "You're not just some animal. You're part of something ancient, aren't you?" It hummed again, louder, and the mushrooms around them flared brighter, as if responding. Tara's mind spun. She'd heard rumors in the Galactic Survey Corps, whispers of lost alien tech, civilizations that vanished before humans even reached the stars. Was this creature tied to that? A survivor, maybe, or a guardian? She wanted to know more, but a sharp crack in the distance snapped her back to reality. She grabbed her pistol, crouching low. They're close again. The creature's eyes narrowed, and it stood, its body tensing. Tara scanned the trees, spotting faint lights moving their way, drones, probably, or the poacher scanners. "We can't outrun them forever," she said. "But maybe we don't have to." She turned to her companion. "That crystal thing, can you use it to do more than just change shapes? Like, a weapon, or a shield?" It paused, then nodded slowly. Tara grinned. "Good. Let's give them a surprise they won't forget." They moved to a narrow pass between two massive trees, a perfect spot for an ambush. Tara hid behind a trunk, pistol ready, while the creature stood in the open, its silver skin glowing brighter. The poachers emerged, 5 of them now, armed to the teeth. The leader snarled, "There it is. Net it." But before they could fire, the creature raised both hands. The golden crystal in its arm flared, and a wave of light burst out, rippling through the air. The poachers' nets fizzled and dropped, their scanners sparking and dying. Terra seized the moment, firing at their legs, sending 2 of them sprawling. The others shouted, retreating as the light wave hit again, knocking them off balance. Terra laughed, exhilarated. "That's it. Keep it up." The creature's hum grew stronger, and the jungle itself seemed to join in, vines twitching, mushrooms pulsing. The poachers scrambled away, their gear useless, their confidence shattered. When the last of them vanished into the trees, Terra stepped out, grinning at her companion. "You're a walking powerhouse, you know that." It lowered its hands, the glow fading, and swayed slightly. Terra caught its arm, steadying it. "Hey, easy. That took a lot out of you, didn't it?" It nodded, leaning against her. She felt that warm tingle again, stronger now, like a thread tying them together. "We're figuring this out," she said softly. "You and me. Whatever you are, whatever's after you, I'm not letting them win." The jungle loomed ahead, dark and full of secrets, but Terra wasn't afraid anymore. They had each other, and that was enough, for now. The jungle of Vara 9 buzzed with tension as Terra Voss and her shape-shifting companion crouched in the narrow pass, their breaths sinking in the humid air. The twin suns had vanished completely, leaving only the faint glow of mushrooms and the creature's silver skin to light their way. Terra's pulse pistol was nearly dead, its last shot spent in their ambush. She flexed her fingers, feeling the weight of their situation. The poachers had run off, but they'd be back, angrier, smarter, and with better gear. She glanced at her companion, its green eyes steady despite the tremble in its frame. That crystal energy trick had saved them, but it had cost something too. "We can't keep playing hide-and-seek," Terra said, her voice low but firm. "They'll pin us down eventually." The creature met her gaze, its silver skin pulsing faintly. She could tell it understood, not just her words, but the fire in her chest. "We've got to hit them hard, end this chase. You with me?" It nodded, a sharp, determined motion. Terra grinned, feeling a rush of something wild, trust, maybe, or the thrill of a fight she couldn't walk away from. "Good. Let's take the fight to them." They crept through the jungle, following the trail of broken branches and scorched earth the poachers had left behind. Terra's boots sank into the mud, but she moved with purpose, her companion gliding beside her. Its form shifted slightly, claws lengthening, shoulders broadening, just enough to hint at the power it held back. She liked that about it, quiet strength, waiting for the right moment. The poachers' camp came into view through a gap in the trees, a rough setup of tents and humming machines. 6 figures moved around a glowing crate, their suits bulkier now, rigged with extra armor. Terra spotted the leader, his scarred visor glinting as he barked orders. 2 drones hovered above, their red lights scanning the perimeter. She ducked lower, her mind racing. They were ready for a fight, but so was she. She turned to the creature. "Can you take out those drones?" Quietly. It shimmered, shrinking into a sleek, bird-like shape with razor-sharp wings. Terra barely had time to blink before it launched into the air, a silver streak against the dark. The drones didn't stand a chance, one sliced in half, the other crashing in a shower of sparks. The poachers shouted, spinning around, but the creature was already back at her side, humanoid again. "Nice," Terra whispered, her grin widening. "Now let's make some noise." She grabbed a rock and chucked it hard into the camp. It smashed into a tent, and the poachers scrambled, weapons up. Terra stepped out, hands raised like she was surrendering. "Looking for me?" The leader snarled, leveling a plasma rifle. "You're done, lady. Hand over the freak, and maybe you walk away." Tara laughed, sharp and fearless. Yeah, not happening. She dropped to the ground as the creature roared, a deep, bone-rattling sound, and charged. Its body exploded into a new form, massive, four-legged, with a hide like armored scales and claws that gleamed like knives. It barreled into the poachers, scattering them like toys. Tara rolled to her feet, snatching a fallen stun baton. She swung it hard, cracking one poacher across the helmet. He went down, groaning. Another lunged at her with a knife, but she ducked, jamming the baton into his gut. Electricity crackled, and he collapsed. Her blood sang with adrenaline. This was her kind of fight. The creature tore through the camp, its golden crystal flaring beneath its scales. A poacher fired a net gun, but the net melted mid-air, dissolved by a burst of energy. Another swung a heavy club, only for the creature to catch it with a clawed hand and snap it in two. Tara watched, awestruck. It wasn't just fighting, it was adapting, countering every move like it could read their thoughts. The leader roared, "Enough," and pulled a sleek, high-tech cannon from the crate. It hummed with power, a red glow building in its barrel. Tara's stomach dropped. That wasn't standard poacher gear, that was military grade. He aimed at the creature, and she didn't think, she acted. She sprinted forward, tackling him just as the cannon fired. The blast went wide, punching a smoking hole through a tree. They hit the ground hard, grappling. He was strong, but Tara was stubborn. She slammed the baton into his arm, then his chest, until he stopped moving. Breathing hard, she kicked the cannon away and stood. The creature finished the last poacher with a swipe of its claws, then turned to her, shrinking back to its humanoid form. Its silver skin was scratched, its glow dimmer, but its eyes burned with something fierce, gratitude, maybe, or pride. Tara wiped blood from her lip, grinning. We make a hell of a team. The camp lay in ruins, tents shredded, gear sparking, poachers out cold. Tara grabbed the cannon, slinging it over her shoulder. Might come in handy. She looked at the creature, her chest tight with a mix of exhaustion and triumph. You okay? It stepped closer, pressing a hand to her arm. That warm tingle flowed through her again, stronger now, like a promise. She nodded, understanding. Yeah, me too. The jungle was quiet again, but Tara knew it wouldn't last. The poachers might be down, but whoever sent them, the ones with deep pockets and deeper greed, wouldn't stop. She squared her shoulders, meeting the creature's gaze. We're not done yet, are we? It shook its head, and she laughed softly. Didn't think so. Let's keep moving. Together, they slipped back into the shadows, battered but unbroken, ready for whatever came next.